We'll just record it. So welcome. Hello. It's Monday, September 8th. I can't believe it's September 8th. Oh my gosh.
Almost my birthday.
It's almost Bella's birthday. So tonight we are going to I asked Lisa to chat with us tonight and give us some of her pointers. For those of you that don't know Lisa, I first met Lisa when we were on a mommy board together when our babies were born. And so I've known her a long time. And she actually, way before Beachbody was even Beachbody, like before Beachbody had an opportunity, and I was getting into personal training, and I was offering like online training plans and nutrition coaching. Lisa was one of my first customers with that. So she's been with me for a really long time. And I have helped her through a lot of things. And so I feel like we know each other pretty well, even though she lives like in a completely different country than I do. But I'm hoping that'll change soon, that we'll see each other at Summit next year and stuff. But she's been through a lot, and when I've gotten to know her really well in terms of like what her body does and doesn't do. And when I started doing Beachbody, she of course was like, well, what is this? What are you doing? Will this work for me? And so I gave her the tools, and she kind of dabbled in it, but she wasn't super engaged in the groups. And then suddenly, like recently, she's like, boom, I'm going to do this. And she has been all in. And this girl has been on fire. She has hit Success Club 10 the last 2 months, and was beat me in points last month. She's got her own fixed group going on, like totally her own group, like right out of the gate. She's doing awesome with that. She is going for diamond before the end of the year. Like, she is doing amazing. So I asked her to kind of talk with us tonight about what helped her change that mindset to go from this kind of like this challenger that was like, zigzagging around to, I'm going to do this for me and for my health and for my family. And she works full time. She has a child who doesn't like to sleep. And so she lives in Canada. So she's got all these things that are, I guess, I don't want to say setbacks, but they'll make it easy on her. So when we are always talking about, well, I'm busy, oh, I work, oh, I have kids, oh, I do this. So does Lisa. So I wanted her to chat with us just about her story and how that mindset has changed for her and how she manages it all. So I'm going to let her take the floor and stop talking so I don't talk full time. And if you guys have any questions for her while she's chatting, use the chat box if you're on the call live, and I'm sure she will answer them. Okay, Lisa, go for it.
Thank you. I was really surprised when Mandy asked me to chat with you guys, but really happy to do it. Mandy has been so great to me that I just want to do something back for her. So yeah, I kind of dabbled in the Beachbody thing for a little while. I did T25 with Mandy, and I was seeing some good results with that. And then my life went crazy. And I kind of dropped it and had a second baby, and then was really unhappy in the job that I was at. And I had postpartum depression and anxiety and all this other stuff going on. So I wasn't too focused on my health. Like, working out, losing weight was the last thing on my mind. And then something happened, and I left that job and stayed home for a little while with my kids, and then realized I had to work full time. And, but during that time that I was home, I was doing T25 again, seeing great results. But then I started working full time again and just couldn't juggle. Amelia, my youngest, who just turned 4, still does not sleep through the night. And I am a person who needs sleep. I don't function really well with interrupted sleep. So that's been a real big challenge for us. And anyway, Christmas time last year, my sister got engaged. And I knew it was going to be about a year or so before the wedding. And I don't want to be the fat sister at her wedding. I don't. I want to be comfortable in my own skin again. And I was looking for that confidence. So I said to Mandy, what do I need to do? Get me back on track. What do I do here? So Shakeology was something that was always kind of too expensive for me to get into. And I had worked on our budget and done some things. And then she's like, sign up as a coach you get the discount and go from there. So I did. And all of a sudden when I started to tell people, people are saying, oh, you look great. What are you doing? And I was like, well, actually I'm doing this new program called the 21 Day Fix. And people started asking me about it and wanting me to help them and get online. And then I figured out that I could get my Shakeology paid for if I had so many challengers a month. And then I started really helping people. And that was a big thing for me because I really like to help other people, and I'm really good at encouraging folks and that kind of thing. So I'm a people person, and the Beachbody opportunities really let me help other people and help them gain the confidence that I was looking for, and that I'm finding in myself again. So it kind of happened over several months where I was kind of like, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I won't do this. And but then I kind of set some goals for myself and decided I'm going to do this. So if that means that I'm doing Beachbody stuff on my lunch hour and carving out time in the evening, that's what I'm going to do. So I guess I kind of just said, I'll try doing this for 3 or 4 months and see. And if I give it my best shot and nothing's happening within, 4 months at the most, then I'll just back off. But the first month, nothing. And then I started really participating in the training that our team offers. And then things started to happen. You just start doing, practicing your 3 vital behaviors and sharing your story, and you set some goals and say, what do I need to do to reach these? And sure enough, just doing the activities from the training, like sharing on social media and talking to other people. And the before and after pictures, Mandy knows, are the bane of my existence. I hate them. I don't like being in pictures, kind of uncomfortable on this side of the camera. And when I got brave and put one up, all of a sudden I sold 3 challenge packs. And I was like, what? This actually works. This putting myself out there actually works. So I kind of then said, okay, so this is starting to work. I'm not going to give this up in 4 months. And I set some new goals, and decided that I want to earn enough with my Beachbody income to replace 1 full day of pay at my full-time job per week, so that I can spend more time volunteering with my kids' school and spending PD days and stuff with my kids when we have at least 1 PD day a month for the kids. So instead of having to have a babysitter, then I can actually be home with them. So that's kind of what I'm working towards right now. And so I've set a goal for myself to be diamond by December, and hoping to achieve it. But I think for me, it was like, okay, we'll wait and see. And I'll just do everything that they say works and see if it actually does. And it was kind of every day was just making the decision to try. Because if you don't try, you won't know. So that's kind of where it was. There was every day, it's the decision to try. So my first month was, I'm going to try for SC5. I didn't get it I was really excited about getting 2 points. And then the next month I got Success Club Live. And then I hit 10 and was over the moon. And then we did the Beachbody Cup and I got 16 and I was ahead of Mandy, and I was so excited to kind of have gotten 16 points in 1 month, because I didn't think I could do that. So I think for me that the biggest thing about changing my mindset to be from, oh, well, I'm a discount coach, it is what it is, to being all in is just, it's that I've made the decision to try, and I'm going to reach my weight loss goals by helping other people reach theirs, because if they're looking at me and looking at me for guidance and looking at me for encouragement, well, I can't fail. I can't not have the results, because then they won't trust me. So yeah, I guess that's kind of how my mindset changed. It's other people are looking at me, and other people are depending on me to help them. And all I have to do is just try every day. So that's kind of how the mindset switch happened. And I guess in terms of how I juggle it, because I do work full time, I have an hour commute in the morning and an hour commute in the evening, plus working from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Both of my kids are in early morning daycare and after school daycare. So I kind of have tried a whole bunch of different tools until I've kind of found a couple that work really well, and I can share them with the group if you want. They're basically kind of like a to-do list, kind of a calendar, and I think it's really, really important that you write down who you're going to connect with, who you're going to follow up with, who do you have to send emails back to. Make your list every day. Make a fresh list every day if that's what works for you, or just, keep building on the one that you have until you've gotten everything crossed off the list. But once you kind of get into that rhythm of, okay, how am I going to find 3 people to talk to about a challenge, or how am I going to find 3 people to talk to about Beachbody? And I really struggled with that at first. But now I'm going to a friend's Sensi party, and the next thing I know, people were talking about just back to school and the fall, and somebody said, oh, you're doing that 21-day fix thing, right? I'm like, yeah. Ended up talking to like 6 people that night. Got 3 people who asked me to call them to talk more about the challenge group, and one who was like, well, actually, I have this pack, but my coach and I don't connect, and, can you help me? Because I'm kind of thinking about coaching. So, go out for a total social evening and end up with 4 potential clients and connections. So I'm finding I'm having the conversation a whole lot more, just because I'm living a bit of a different life, and I'm not so afraid to ask people like, oh yeah, what are you doing? How are you staying healthy right now? Because everybody's big talk is all about the food, and are you paleo? Are you vegan? Are you, are you following any of these crazy diets? I'm like, no, I'm just eating real food and in the right portion for my body, and that's why it works. So I'm finding a lot of opportunities to talk to people that I didn't even think I would have opportunities to talk to people about. So yeah, I guess just putting yourself out there, making the decision to try, and just talking about it, and connecting with people and having conversations with people who have absolutely nothing to do with Beachbody, and then all of a sudden they're talking to you about, oh, well, I was thinking about doing this, and you have something in common, and you kind of build on that, and you don't know where that connection is going to take you. So I didn't think I'd be able to put 10 names on a contact list of potential people to talk to. And my list right now is up to 75. So you're amazed when you start thinking about different people who could be interested, or who have expressed a desire to improve their health and their wellness for their family. And Beachbody products work. They work because if you do the work, they work. And you eat real food, and that's the thing. A lot of people, especially here, because Shakeology is so expensive, we have 15% sales tax. The shipping is $7 a month. So your Shakeology for your average person, not a discount, not a coach, it's $186 a month. So that's a good chunk of change for people to put out, which it's always a good motivator to get people to think about doing the coach account once they they've done a month or two and decide that they want to keep on it. But I mean, you're asking people to shell out a bit of money. So you have to stand behind the product and be willing to really go the extra mile and help people reach their goals. I connect with all of my challengers every single week individually outside of my challenge group. So everybody gets a check-in email, and I find that really helps me build the relationship with them, and then they're referring people. So I don't have a ton of active coaches. I think I have 4 coaches right now, but I have a whole list of potentials. And so I'm going to keep building on those possibilities, and see where this takes me, because once I saw the value of being a coach and I saw the value of sinking some time into this, I realized I could make some money, and I'm covering the cost of our Shakeology every month, and both myself and my husband are on Shakeology. And Amelia loves it, which is great because she doesn't like to eat either. She doesn't sleep. She doesn't eat. Great kid. And I'm bringing money in on top of that. So the potential is there, and there's some unique challenges that I have to figure out how to overcome. But that's kind of where I am.
I muted myself so you wouldn't hear everything. So much. And I just wanted to kind of reiterate that, like, one thing that stuck out to me that Lisa was saying was, that she's got all this stuff going on and she never realized how the opportunity she would have to talk to people in general. And that, even though, my life, as you guys, people are always like, how do you do everything? I am definitely a busy person, and I don't do well when I'm not busy. Like, I work better under pressure. I like to be busy. I don't like to just sit at home. That's just me. And so I find, like, the busier I am and, like, the more I have going on, sometimes the better I do with Beachbody, because I'm exposed to so many more people throughout my day. And so, and like, just like you said, like, it's not like I'm going up to people and being like, hey, you want to buy some Shakeology? No. But I talk to people, and just because it's such a huge part of my life, it ends up coming up in conversation usually. Yeah. And then we just start talking. I mean, I handed out a sample packet today, and, like, literally it was just a conversation that started about, I don't even remember what we started talking about, but, like, literally, like, it was very natural. It came out very naturally. Yeah. And it was very non-pressure. I didn't, like, go into this big, huge, long spiel. I was just like, have you ever tried it? She's like, no, but I really would like to try it. I was like, well, here, give it a try. Like, that was literally how and I do those kind of things all the time, because that's how that it comes up. And, like, the more activities my kids are in, it exposes me to more people. And so I find, like, if you are struggling with, like, finding new people to talk to, then think about doing, like, getting out and doing something. Like, if you do work full time, is there something at work that you can do to get into a new group of people? Like, are you sitting by yourself at lunch? What are you doing that can get you into a new, like, to meet new people? Because for me, when my kids went to school, there was more new people there. When Bella started doing crab, I have a whole new group of people. Jerry's in Jeep clubs that he posts about, but it's like a whole new group of people that he's talking to about fitness, and for the first time forever, he's actually talking to, like, his own people, that I'm not talking to. So, but, like, they met me and they're like, hey, you're the fitness wife, right? But that's, sometimes being busy is not a bad thing. So, and
there's that fear that people have, like,
more time, them something else to do. And it does take some more time management skills. I will say that. Like, you definitely have to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to be more, like when you log on Facebook, you're getting on Facebook for specific reasons. You're not getting on Facebook to scroll through your newsfeed and chat with your friends. I mean, and that's hard for me because I like to see what my friends are up to. But you have to be more like, okay, this is the time I'm getting on. I'm getting on to post in my challenge groups. I get on in the morning. You guys see me every day. I get on and I post in the the training group that we have going on. I post in my challenge groups. I probably post on my like page. I probably post on my personal page, on Instagram. You know, I do all that stuff at once, and then I get off for a while. You know,
And I struggle with keeping on top of that social media because when I'm at work, we don't have access to it. So it's a bit difficult sometimes, and then I'll get halfway through the day and try to type something big on my phone. It's just
If you do you have the groups app, Lisa, on your phone, like the Facebook groups? And that, if you guys don't have that, somebody who's watching, if you have a group that you are wanting to post in, but you don't want to get bogged down by like all this newsfeed stuff, because sometimes, I mean, I love Beachbody, but like I have a lot of Beachbody coaches on my newsfeed, and like I don't have anything against them, but like they're already drinking the Kool-Aid. You know, Julie said that. You know, like I don't need to see like 75 Beachbody Coach Challenge group ads. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not like I have anything against them. It's just not going to help us out, right? Yeah. So if you go to the groups, like the groups app, if you can probably can't. But see, this is what my groups pops up as. Those are all the groups I'm in. Too many, right? But then I can just click on them. So like Team Spark, then I just click on it, and then it pops up like this. I'm trying to get so you guys can. But you probably too bright. But see how I can just, and then I can just post. I can see what everyone's saying in the group, and so then and that's what I do a lot. You could also schedule posts. I use what's it called, Buffer, to schedule my posts a lot. Sometimes I do forget, to be honest with you, but it's very, very helpful if you remember to do it. Hootsuite doesn't work very well anymore, so I wouldn't recommend Hootsuite. But Buffer works really well, and you can schedule your posts for your like page and for your groups. So that is super helpful if you're struggling with any time management stuff with social media. And I think posting twice a day, if you work a full-time job like you do, Lisa, and you don't have access to the internet during the day, twice a day is fine. You know, there's not that many people, in the middle of the day. What is the group's app store? Let me look. If I can close out of it, I can tell you, Lisa Barnes.
No, is it like in the app store? Do you have an iPhone?
Yes, I have an iPhone.
It's in the app store?
It literally says groups on my home screen.
It's in the Messenger app. If you go along the bottom of the Messenger, it says recent groups, people, and settings. And if you click on groups, that's where you can add them.
Add that. But I think there's a separate app.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, that's what I was talking. I think it's called Facebook Groups, Lisa. And Lisa. Facebook Groups. So if you go to the App Store and search for Facebook Groups, you'll find it.
Okay, I got it.
Yep. And it is really nice. And actually the groups pop up a lot easier to read in there than they do on the Facebook app. So like it's easier to read. So okay. I really like it. And then I still look at my Messenger because I have, obviously you have to have the Messenger app anymore to talk to people on Facebook. So I check my messages throughout the day. I talk to people on there, and so I still check my messages, but I try not to get bogged out in my news feed because it's not intentional, and so I have my time. We all have our stuff where we do stuff that's not intentional and we're just being social. But when you are working a full-time job, you have an hour commute each way, you have a kid that doesn't sleep, you're trying to find time to get your own workout in, you have to be intentional with your time and without ignoring people. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have stated this 100 times about setting business hours and being intentional about that. And I still struggle with that. I have set phone free time for myself and I suck at sticking to it. And I wish someone would seriously come to my house and take my cell phone out of my hand and hide it from me from the times that I've said I'm going to do it, because I'm horrible. Oh my gosh. But I yell, I get so mad at myself about it because it makes me upset because I've set this thing for myself, for my family, and then I don't stick to it.
Yeah, and I'm still struggling with that piece of it too, because when you're trying to do all of this stuff and then you're trying to condense that time that you have, and Austin looked at me on Monday in the car and he's like, "Mommy, you are always on that phone," and
It breaks your
trying to get all my Beachbody stuff
I know.
done.
And Bella said that to me, and that was kind of when she said that to me, that's when I said, okay, I am, and I told her, I said, Bella, if you see me on my phone between 4 and 8 p.m. on when I'm not at the studio. So if she sees me on my cell phone between 4 and 8 p.m. And it hasn't rang, like someone hasn't called me on the telephone, so I leave my ringer on during that time so that if there's an emergency, you can reach me, right? Because I have to be, like, if my mom needs me, I need her to be able to call. But I told Bella, if you see me on my laptop or my cell phone between 4 and 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, you tell me to stop. Because if she tells me, I will stop, right? I will. So, and she's pretty good about telling me, aren't you?
Over 4 and 8 p.m.
Between 4 and 8 p.m. And that's because that's when she gets off. That's when she gets off the bus. And that's why I told her that time, because she's at school all day. I don't see her. And I work 2 nights a week, so I don't see her then. So when I'm home, I'm 4 to 8 p.m., phone free, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard for me when, like, Jerry picks up his phone, if he's home, because if he's on his phone, then why can't I be on my phone, right? And I don't need to be. I can be present with my family, and that's what that time is for. So you just have to be a little bit more intentional about your time. I think we can all be that way, whether we're home or working full time. It doesn't matter. We all have stuff, right? So I'm going to hang up because the phone is good. The Zoom is going to hang up on us here in a minute. But thank you, Lisa, for so much for sharing with us. And does anybody else that's on the call have any questions for either one of us before we hang up? No? All right. You guys keep on rocking. Please remember if you guys want to invite people to my free gluten-free group, I just opened it today. It's free. It's got, the recipes are already posted. I have the fixed breakdowns on the menu as well. So it's just a resource. I mean, there's not that many people in there right now. I'll probably post some fitness tips in there tomorrow, but if you want to utilize it, feel free. The graphic is up there. You don't have to use it, but you're more than welcome to. And I'm in
the gluten-free group.
You're in the gluten-free group. And I think that's all. Just remember, I don't think anybody, we're all still working towards Success Club. So I know, I think Jamie's got it. She won't be the only one. So other than that, we are still rocking and rolling. The holiday's over, so now it's time to get busy, right, for September. So have a good night. Lisa, thank you so much for sharing, and I will talk with you guys all later. Bye.